I really like Michael Jordan. And the reason is his NBC interviews, even though they're pre-recorded for now, we don't know if that's going to change or not. They're straight to the point, no BS, no fluff. And most of the time, every time he says something, it just embarrasses today's generation terribly. Now, today we need to talk about something Michael Jordan said on NBC that, in my opinion, completely exposes everything wrong with the modern NBA. And I'm going to let you listen to the clip of him actually saying it. And yes, it's absolutely a shot at today's players, their mentality, their work ethic, and honestly, the lack of true passion we see across the league. It's just, ugh. Because what Jordan said, it wasn't just nostalgia. It wasn't some back in my day speech. It was a reminder, a brutal one, that the NBA used to be built on love of the game, not branding and load management. Jordan explained a part of his career that fans today don't even know about. The love of the game clause. A clause in his contract that literally allowed him to go play basketball anywhere, anytime. Street pickup, gym runs, whatever. And if he got hurt, his contract was still guaranteed. Nobody else had it. Nobody else asked for it. Because nobody else lived and breathed basketball the way he did. He said he loved basketball so much that he would have played for free. Meanwhile, today, if players weren't getting paid, a huge number, most of them, wouldn't even show up. Many don't train unless they're required to train. Many don't play unless it's safe, controlled, and approved. And most of the NBA today lives in the bubble of trainers, individual workouts, and brand maintenance, not actual basketball. And then Jordan said something that absolutely destroys the mindset of this era. He said he got better by playing basketball, not by running drills, not by doing 1,000-shot workouts with private coaches, but by actually hooping. This is going to bother a lot of people. This is going to rattle the modern players' defenders. And you know what? Good. Because the biggest player in history of the sport just exposed today's leagues without even trying. Here is the clip of Michael Jordan actually speaking. So listen very closely to every word that he says.
Your love of the game is still there. I can feel it from you, right? How did that love of the game fuel your career?
It was the basis of my career. My love of the game within my contract, which, I'm pretty sure most contracts now, I'm actually positive now, don't have that clause within the contract where
You had a clause in your contract.
love of the game contract, right, that if I was driving with you down the street and I see a basketball game on the side of the road, I can go play in that basketball game. And if I get hurt, my contract is still guaranteed. I love the game so much that I would never let someone take the opportunity for me to play the game away from me. As opposed to now where you don't have it, players probably don't play. Now they get individual attention with their trainer.
Sure.
They're ready to go out and shoot 100 shots or 1,000 shots. I found it to my benefit was go play basketball, man. That's what you did. That's what you grew up doing. Larry Bird took a whole summer to work on his left hand.
Right.
He did it by playing basketball.
So it's May. My season's been over. I'm a third-year guy in the league. I call you. Michael, what do I do from now until the season starts to get better? What are the things you tell me that are important?
First of all, is your passion. There's something about your passion or wanting to get better that drives that energy. I mean, when I say passion, that means if I have a love for ice cream, I mean, real deep love for ice cream. I'm gonna do everything I can to go find ice cream.
Right.
Or find that flavor of ice cream.
What flavor, by the way?
Butter pecan for me.
Okay, good.
Just so you know.
Uh-huh.
But in terms of, if basketball was that type of love for me, I had to find a way to make sure I was the best basketball player I could be.
Let's really break down what you just heard. Because what Jordan said wasn't passive. It wasn't casual. It was a direct comparison between the mentality of this era and the mentality of today's league. And today's players do not come out looking good. Let's start with the love of the game clause because that is the heart of the entire conversation. The love of the game clause is proof Jordan was built different. This was a clause written specifically for Michael Jordan. No other superstar ever requested it. No GM ever pushed for it. No agent ever even considered it. Why? Because Jordan insisted on it. He wouldn't sign the contract without it. He insisted that nobody, not owners, not coaches, not trainers, would ever be able to tell him he couldn't play basketball. That is how deep his passion went. This man wasn't looking for excuses to sit. He was looking for excuses to play. The total opposite of what we have today. I mean, really, how refreshing to even hear this stuff. Today's players, they look for excuses to not play. Call it precaution, call it sports science, call it load management, call it preservation, whatever. The truth is the truth. Players today do not have the same fire. Jordan basically said plainly, if there's a game happening, I'm playing. Meanwhile, some players today won't even play in back-to-backs. Some players, calling themselves the GOAT, won't play in back-to-backs. Some won't join preseason runs. Some won't practice fully. Some won't scrimmage their own teammates unless the camera is rolling. Jordan had a clause letting him hoop anywhere on earth. Anytime. Today's players need a medical staff meeting just to decide if they're cleared for a shoot-around. Now, Jordan destroyed the modern training culture. Jordan didn't say this outright, but he was clearly taking a shot. He said players today get individual attention with their trainer. They get told to take 1,000 shots. They get monitored and micromanaged. But Jordan said what made him better was simple. Go play freaking basketball. This was a direct attack on modern trainer era. Cone drills, controlled reps, private gyms, scripted workouts. No defense, no pressure, no real competition. What are they, shooting against a broom? Today's players spend their offseason filming slow motion videos of crossovers for Instagram. Jordan spent his offseason playing against real people, against real pressure. Larry Bird spent whole summers working on his left hand by playing actual basketball. Jordan didn't go into a gym to look good. He went into a gym to win. Jordan basically said the modern NBA is overcoached, overprotected, and over-engineered and underplayed. And he's right. Passion. Jordan's word, not mine. When the interviewer asked him what a young player should do in the offseason, he didn't start with drills. He didn't start with workouts. He didn't start with some scientific routine. He said one word: passion. He compared real passion to being obsessed, like having a favorite ice cream. I was surprised at that comparison, but let's take it. Ice cream. An ice cream flavor. You'll go out of your way. Go out of your routine, go out of your comfort zone just to get it. And in that moment, Jordan gave the clearest difference between his era and today's era. Jordan loved basketball. Today's players love being basketball players and what basketball gives them. They don't love the game. They love what the game gives them. That's not the same thing. Jordan would hoop anywhere. In the street, in a gym, in a desert, on a dirt court, did not matter. Wherever he wanted. Most guys today need the perfect lighting, the perfect trainer, the perfect schedule, and the perfect excuse when they don't perform. Jordan would play for free. Today's players wouldn't even practice for free. Jordan risked his body every day because he couldn't not play. Today's players protect their bodies every day because they prefer not to play. The difference is just massive. Now, most players today don't work unless they have to. Jordan didn't say the word lazy, but he didn't have to. We see it. We know it. And he hinted at it when he said players probably don't play now unless it's with their trainer. That is not a compliment. That's a call out, an embarrassment. And let's be honest, he's right. Now look at how many stars barely play in the offseason. Look at how many stars skip scrimmage runs. Look at how many stars refuse to touch a basketball until training camp. Even some of the biggest names in the league flat out admit they don't play basketball in the offseason. They work on their bodies. Jordan played basketball year round. No excuses. Players today, they ramp up. Like JJ Redick is calling for LeBron James to ramp up LeBron James. I'm going to ramp him up. Meanwhile, he's back and he looks like crap. They also phase in. They build up slowly. They trust the process. And they listen to the medical staff. Trust the science, everybody. The fire Jordan had, that need to compete, it's missing. It's gone. The modern NBA became a culture of brands, not hoopers. Jordan said it without saying it. The modern NBA is about branding, not basketball. Players today build personal brands, media empires, fashion lines, podcasts, luxury partnerships, social media content, name recognition. None of this is bad. It helps you out. But it's not love of the game. Jordan's entire brand came from the purity of his competitiveness. There's so many stories of people describing he was insanely competitive, not just in basketball, in everything. That's just his character. That's why there's nobody that could compare to him even now. He didn't create his brand. He earned it by playing harder, smarter, and more passionately than everybody else. Now, today's players try to build the brand first, and the work comes second. Jordan's message was simple. If you don't love basketball, you will never be great at basketball. And that is why so many players today plateau. They fall off. They get satisfied. They coast. They protect themselves. They load manage. They pace themselves. They treat basketball like a job. Jordan treated it like oxygen. He couldn't live without it. It was the most important thing in his life. Now, if players weren't paid, would they still play? Jordan said he would play for free. I heard this said by Larry Bird. I heard this said by Magic Johnson. They all said it. Even Charles Barkley said it. And they meant it. Now ask yourself honestly, just logically think about it. How many players today would still play basketball if they suddenly weren't getting paid? The uncomfortable answer is not many, maybe on occasion. Most would walk away. Most would take care of themselves. Most would blame injury risk. Most would pivot to something safer. Jordan would still be at a court at 6 a.m. playing pickup against whoever showed up. He's built from a mentality that does not exist anymore. And that's exactly why his comments hit so hard. He wasn't bragging. He was telling the truth. He was just describing his approach. It's not his fault that nobody can live up to it right now. Nobody can. I mean, the guy at 40 played 82 games on one freaking knee. Can you look at, who on the Lakers right now? He gets through 34 minutes, but he paces himself on defense. He paces himself on offense. He stands in the corner waiting for threes. Like, there's no comparison. The modern NBA is incredibly talented, maybe maybe the most skilled era ever, but it's not the most passionate era. Skill is skill, but passion drives everything. It's not skill, and it's what separates the elite from the immortal. Now, Michael Jordan used one interview to say what fans have felt for years. One part of it. The passion is gone, the fire is gone, the love of the game is gone, the mentality is weaker, and the culture is just completely different. Today's players love the perks that come with basketball, not basketball. That's why his message matters. You can train, you can do drills, you can lift, shoot, diet, brand, podcast, and market yourself. But if you don't have passion, real passion, you will never be Michael Jordan. You won't even be close. Jordan loved the game more than anything, and today's comments were a reminder. That kind of love is rare. That kind of fire is rare. And that kind of mentality, well, is exactly why he is the GOAT. Comment section's open. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, share, subscribe. Bye.